Hello. Uh, Hope you're good. Um, I made this video for the guys, right? The guys that are just about to tap into high school. You know, just, just, just before high school, you have to watch this. So I'm gonna give you a heads up and just a secret sauce on how you could literally be him and not struggle. And not struggle. So before you tap into high school, right? It is gonna be a good thing that you've watched this video. You get me? Already I've given you bitter sauce. Um, so okay, you're probably watching this in grade 7, right? We're about to step into high school and now you're ready, you're ready. But then you really know that there's a secret sauce to being the coolest kid, right? And first of all, right, first day, when you tap in, right? On your first day, when you tap in, uh, simple things, right? Don't carry a big bag. If your school has a uniform bag, like a bag that will usually required for people to carry, then carry that. Well, if you have an option of, or like a side bag, if you're a guy, just like it doesn't really matter, right? Which kind of bag you carry, but make sure that it doesn't look what? Like it doesn't look huge, right? Just make sure it looks like it looks full enough for like if this is your first day, right? You're still on the first day. It looks full enough for the teachers to not think that you're a delinquent, right? You shouldn't think that you're a kid that is bothersome. So if it's too flat on your first day, they're gonna be like, you don't want that. So you really need it to not look huge, because if it's big, it looks like you're panicking, right? So it needs to be a fair amount. So you're probably gonna be having your maths book, because the maths teacher might give you homework on the first day. That's if you get to see them, right? But okay, you're probably gonna carry your language books, and then just a scrapbook and like maybe two textbooks, just to have that size, right? Well, maybe your cool pencil case. It's cool. It's okay to carry a pencil case in high school, right? It's actually like swag. It's actually swag. Um, you're gonna see like the use of it as you go on, because you don't want to be the kid that does not have stationery or that is not prepared, right? So okay, cool. I already said that the math teacher might give you a lot of homework on the first day, because the first day you land, that guy is literally gonna say to you, "We are already behind on the syllabus." That's just expect that, right? Your bag, right, and should look decent, and you should be ready in terms of looking like have a good haircut, you know, have a good haircut, and if like I'll even give you a trick on like how to deal with issues. Don't panic. Don't be like it's not primary, bro. You don't need like to be crazy about things, but like just be yourself when it comes to the shoes. But then there was a trick that I tapped into way later, but it's gonna be way swag if you pull up with it early. Type it down and then I might hit you up with it. Ask me if you want it. So we've already established the look. You have a bag that looks like you're not panicking, because it's the first day. So you're probably gonna be taught about, allocating, like maybe your houses. If it's a predominantly white school, there's gonna be like a thing, happening with like yellow, kind of. And then they're gonna be showing you a timetable. You're gonna be learning your teachers. That's when the math teacher might give you homework. You get me? Because you're gonna just so you're not really gonna be doing schoolwork on that day. It's just the day for you to make an impression and understand, just from grounds. And then second starters, right? One thing I want to tell you is that on your first day, especially your first week, right? Stay away from your peers, bro. Stay away from your peers. As a guy, if you girl watching this, I'll make a different video for you guys. As a girl, stick with your peers. But then as a guy, right? When you land, when you arrive at the school, stay away from your peers. And I'll tell you why. And hopefully this is not a thing where like your whole school grade is like literally every kid from your school is watching this video and they're not gonna stay away. Nah, it's gonna work if, yeah, well, let's say out of 100 or 300 students, there's like 5, 10 who already tapped in. You feel me? Those are your guys. You need to be able to spot the cool kids. But then if you don't like their trades, you need to filter them out. But like, okay, let's stick to this. So first day, stay away from your peers, bro. You need to get source, right? Because if you're sticking with your peers, then you're gonna be viewed as a G8, and that's not ideal, especially by the girls that are your age, because already they are impressed by the grade 10s specifically, right? Because those guys just got confidence of like choosing subjects and they feel like they're in the corporate world, they started working. You feel so like they just got the new confidence. So like the girls are gonna be drawn to their confidence. That's where they're gonna start getting crushes. So this is what you do when you land. This is how you pick your friends. Um, it is important, right, to get different ethnicities, like that group with like different ethnicities, not just like you hanging with the black guys or you're hanging with the white guys or you're hanging with the Indian guys. It's just like get a group that has a range of everything so that you can get a feel, right? You go to grade 10 specifically, bro. Like these are your new pals. This is where you can be yourself with G10s, right? There's levels to it. We're gonna cover all of them, I hope. So you literally approach G10s, right? And how you spot G10s is, I'd say, right? How do you spot them? Like maybe you can look for people that look like they've been in school for like a decent amount of time, like G10, G11. Like probably their bag looks like it's been washed. Do you get me? Or the blazer looks like it's been washed, or they look like, that's not a bad thing. Like you're gonna understand because sometimes you wanna save money, not go to dry clean, and you just throw things in the washing machine, and then they kind of like get like. So those are the people. Look for the group with a handful of people, but they need to have a neat aesthetic. Don't start hanging with the bad guys, right? The bad guys, it comes with, you're gonna see what I mean, right? So those guys are usually the more interesting people because they have hobbies. So like, how do you know that they have hobbies? Like these people are usually in, I get it as like different ethnic groups. So there's usually a thing that makes them bond. So it could either be the love for comic books, the love for Marvel, the love for art, love for music. Like they literally have a thing, right? So what you're gonna need these guys for is for you to get kind of a hold, because usually you'd find like the smart kids there and the kids that are struggling, but like they're usually smart. Like the reason, like these are people, like these different ethnic groups for a reason. These are usually the smart kids. You get me? So it is important to start hanging out with the smart kids so that like you stop. Do you get me? You kind of build that impression with the teachers, right? That he is confident and he's hanging with the smart kids. That's just for the first week, so that you get source from the kids that are in your grade, right? The girls are gonna see you, see, oh, he's confident and he's hanging with the okay. They won't know that the kids that you're hanging with are smart, so you gotta like tap in. So like now at the stage you are ignoring your peers, bro. Your peers, the guys in your class. Okay, not the guys. Don't have a mean face, right? Just look like you belong already, or like you already have a plan. Cause like you watch this, right? So you already tapped in. So it's like you're not gonna be like ignoring them, but then it's not gonna be a thing where you trying to be their friend. You get me? You're gonna try to be yours when you're just cool. Like during break, you just walk out. You go into friends. You're not gonna be, looking around. You get what I'm saying? So you already know how to reach that group of friends by spotting them, different ethnicities, because they and uniform. Right. So that like this will lead to the girls looking at you like, oh, confident, and so you need to like first week of school in class so that you really like don't get distracted. This is gonna help you. You being friends with like the kids that are already in grade 10 is gonna give you a feel of the teachers. So this is the source that you like. This is the source that for like the stories about the teachers who, because they've been around, and it's gonna help you focus for the first week. It's important for you to kind of set that impression on the teachers, but like being a good student, so you're able to concentrate because you don't really have friends in class. Do you get what I'm saying? That adds. And when you're concentrating in a sense, right, and you're confident because you know you're not looking around, the shot like the girls are gonna notice that, right? So they're even gonna give you tricks on like how the school works and like the hide spots and so this is your first day. First week you can then like maybe on the third day or at the end of the first week you can then now you're gonna be fully understanding of how things work, or teachers are strict. Uh, like some girl really like you because you're confident, like you had a plan when you landed. You get me? And you always looked comfortable. That is important. Like comfortable means confidence, and you need that. So you already have stories about the teachers. You already have friends that are tapping you in, you know. So at the end of the first week, you're gonna be in a place where you're able to navigate where you want to go, where you want to spread your week. You can't like you can't just mess up your impression in that first week. That first week is just you hitting the ground running. You get me? So it is important that you just be cool. So like this is like gonna make you cool, right? And I'm mentioning things that even I like some of the things I did not do, but didn't realize they could have made a difference. Do you get what I'm saying? But like most of them, like first day, oh yeah. So after you approach, like you're gonna have friends, right? So like depending on how confident you look and how comfortable you look, you are going to get called by girls that are either in grade 9, grade 10, not really grade 11, because they're on a different level. Do you get me? You're in grade 8, So if you're already tapped in and you know the language, like you can be yourself with the grade 10s, right? Because they still feel like they made it, but they still kind of young. You feel what I'm saying? So you can be yourself with the grade 10s. But then, if you're gonna, like, you already have these friends that are in grade 10, if you're gonna strike for the grade 12 girls, it's gonna be tricky. Because then you're gonna have to be like a pawn. You can be like either like a comedian or like their butler, But that's too crazy because, hey, bro, like when you tap in that side, that means like, okay, look, it's off. Okay, it's off. You can't get. That's a great. Like, maybe 11, right? But like when you tap into them, bro, it's like that's like when you like want to be like the ultimate, like like the horrible person. Like if you've had like a bad time in primary and you're not cool, right? And you wanna like you go to like 11s, and you just try your best to impress them, which is bad because like that's how you fall into peer pressure. Do you get me? But then if you stick with what I said, you're able to not succumb to peer pressure, right? And you are just yourself. But then if you can skip the grade, like okay, grade 9's are fine, grade 10's are like cool, 11, 12, if you're gonna on your first year already there, because they on a different mindset, bro. Like they're struggling with a lot, Like there's a period of people's lives where it's like phases. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're gonna be tapping in there, I'd suggest you don't. It's too early. It's too early. Like stay away. Do you get me? As a gent, like you can like understand how they are, cause like sticking with them also means that you're gonna be lonely the following years because they're gonna leave school. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not really a bad idea because you're gonna wanna be trying to be impressing these people by doing what they're doing, and trust me, they're doing the craziest things, right? But they're gonna leave, and there's no one that's gonna understand why you act like this. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I feel like I've covered a few things. But if you have more questions, tap me in. I'll tap you in. You feel me? But yeah, be safe, man.